Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for taking some of your time out of your busy schedule to be with us this afternoon. My name is Mitch Pike. I'm the National Membership Director here at the American Society of Tax Problem Solvers, and today we are going to be discussing the 2017 Tax Resolution Marketing and Technology Extravaganza, and, well, I guess why you'd be crazy to miss it. On the line today, we have the co-host of the event, National Director of ASTPS, Larry Lawler, and founder of Michael Rosbrook's Tax and Business Solutions Academy, Michael Rosbrook. So for the next hour or so, they'll be taking you through the can't-miss topics and presenters that you will hear at the Extravaganza. Before I turn it over to Michael and Larry to get started, just a couple things I need to let you guys know about. The first is we are giving away 3 sets of the 2015 and 2016 Extravaganza DVDs during this call, and as you can probably guess, it will be at the end and not the beginning, so you'll have to hang in there for the entire presentation. The second is if you actually have any questions throughout the event, if you look at the GoToWebinar panel, there should be a little button next to the chat, and if you click on that, you can type any questions to me. I'll be on the entire time, and I'll take care of those for you. So that's it for me. Larry and Michael, are you guys ready?
Absolutely.
I think I am. Yep, ready to go.
All right, it's all yours.
Okay. Just wanted to say hello to everybody, and I wanted to answer the question that I'm sure is a burning question in everyone's mind. No, Buffalo is not under 3 feet of snow yet. We still have green grass. I don't want to jinx it, but I just thought I'd let everybody know that, because that's what I hear on every phone call I get in here. Michael, I'm sure that you're enjoying good weather out there in the West Coast, I hope.
Oh, yeah, although it was 39 degrees on my car thermometer this morning.
Are you kidding? It's 60 in Buffalo. Why don't you come over here where all the palm trees are all popping up?
I know. We should change places.
Look, they probably don't want to listen to us sit and chat all day long, so everybody should have the screen up in front of them with the dates of the Marketing and Technology Extravaganza that are the January 18th through 20th. And it's obviously co-sponsored by Michael and I, Michael and ASTPS. You will see a picture of each of us on your opening screen, just so you know you're in the right spot. I'm the taller one. The reference there being it's a couple of old dogs that you're listening to who've been doing this a long, long time. But we're going to take you through a few steps here to let you know what the Extravaganza include this year, because we want to make sure that people don't have the attitude of, oh, well, I've been there before, I've done that, I've seen what the new technology is, because there's more stuff in it this year than ever, and there's more new features in everybody's products this year than ever, and we just wanted to make sure, the reason we wanted to do this webinar is we want to make sure everybody's aware of the fact that there's a pretty darn good reason to be coming this year. So we thought we'd start to walk you through who the presenters and the vendors are and so on, at least as many of them as we can zero in for you right now. And quite honestly, there may be a few extras that we don't even talk about here, because there's a couple other people we're working with, but those will be a surprise when you get there. So, yep. Michael, did you have anything else introductory to start with?
Yeah, I was
just the room block, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to mention the room block. I mean, the rooms are filling up quick, and if you remember last year, people who went last year, they were shut out at the main hotel. They had to make reservations at a nearby hotel. So I don't want that to happen again this year. So you got to get your ticket and book your room as soon as possible, so you're not shut out of the room block. The other thing, Larry, I wanted to mention is, people are asking me, what's different this year? I went last year, etc. And we'll get into that a little more. But I know you're on the same page with me on this, in that I look at this as we would be doing a disservice to the practitioner community if we didn't provide the community with the latest in resources, the latest in technology, and the latest in marketing, so that everyone can thrive and grow their firms. And Larry, as you know, when I go to seminars and conferences, I need to hear sometimes the same thing over and over again, even if it is the same thing, because you know what? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Sometimes it goes over your head the first or second time, and then the third time it's like a light bulb went off that could generate thousands of dollars for you.
Or even when people get it the first time through, they, okay, I'm going to go back home and implement that, and then it doesn't happen. So when you come back again and you hear from the same vendors with their newer updates and things like that, you say, okay, this year I am going to do it. And that's what we want to see people doing, is taking advantage of these tools. There are just so many of them that are so valuable that, we'll go through them. We'll tell you what they are, and you decide if they're valuable, I guess.
Yep.
So you ready to get into it there, Michael?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let's do it. Let's go to the first slide, which, okay, this is me. I guess I got to talk about this one. We have exciting bonuses for you. So we'll start letting you know what the value is of signing up to the seminar this year right after this seminar. First of all, if you do that, you're going to get a bonus that ends in 48 hours. It's worth $97, and it's called Copywriting to Gain Troubled Taxpayer Clients. It's a 1-hour course that we did and recorded a while ago, and we're going to give that to anybody who signs up, which is going to give you some simple principles just to help you improve your copywriting, because everybody has to write copy to do their marketing, and nobody can write it better for your firm than you can. So don't think you need a professional, but if you get a little instruction, it doesn't hurt you any. So we're going to give that away to people who sign up right after this event. And the next thing we're going to do, Michael, you can describe this one to them because it's something that you're providing for them.
Right. On the next, on this slide. So this is 3 MP3 files and an 84-page transcript of Advanced Secrets of Lead Generation, Conversion, and Sales. And this was produced by the GKIC Titanium Mastermind Group, which I was a member of this past summer. And we all went, and this was facilitated by Dan Kennedy. So Dan Kennedy was interviewing about 15 of us on the same MP3 and transcript. And you're going to hear from 15 different businesses what is working today. And you may say to yourself, well, Mike, you're the only tax practitioner guy in there. And my response is that the marketing principles that were discussed are the same marketing principles that can be implemented throughout any business. Remember, Larry, people would say, well, my business is different.
Right.
The marketing principles and the strategies that are on this tape or on this MP3 and in the transcripts are invaluable. As a matter of fact, I was going to be selling this for a lot more than $197, and you get this for free when you register by 12/15. But if you register today, you get this and Larry's course for $97, making your registration fee virtually at no cost.
Right, and this was the reason we had that little graphic on there of the cat coming out of the bag, is because these are literally secrets that are part of a highly productive and highly expensive mastermind group to belong in. I mean, you're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars of fees to belong to these mastermind groups through that Dan Kennedy's involved in. And you're getting this as a bonus for signing up in this $297 seminar, which is going to be well worth the money. So
you're basically getting
bonuses.
You're getting a mastermind meeting. This took up the entire mastermind meeting in July 2016. So you're getting a view, a secret view, an inside view to our entire mastermind meeting for free.
Right, and the value of that is way beyond $197. But just to have some price on it, that's what it was sold for. So moving on from that, so you know what your bonuses are. Now this bonus, though, you've got until December 15th. So if you can't get registered within 48 hours, you can still get this bonus as long as you register by the middle of December. So we just wanted you to know what 2 special things you're getting just for being on this call, in addition to the thing that we're going to do with a random name generator at the end of this seminar or this presentation. We're going to pick 3 winners of the prior year's courses. So we'll do that near the end. But let's move on and talk about what the different topics are going to be now. First of all, this is what my own topic is. I'm going to be talking on understanding mastermind groups. And in understanding mastermind groups, there's the history of them, the formation of them, what the point of them is, what they're intended to do. And why do you want to be in a mastermind group? And I'm going to do a presentation, take about an hour, to let everybody know not only why they want to be in a mastermind group and what they can expect out of it, what kind of costs they would run, that sort of thing. So, and I'm going to do an unveiling of another special announcement as part of that presentation. But that's going to be the initial topic that I talk on. I'm not going to start talking too much right now, or I'll end up doing the presentation for them before we get there. So let's move on and talk about the next topic, which I believe would be yours, Michael.
Right. So I'm going to be unveiling something I've never done before in a presentation as well. And as you know, there are only 3 ways in any business to increase sales. You can increase the number of new clients, which I wholly recommend you do, although it is the most expensive way. You can increase the number of repeat purchases, or you can increase the average transaction amount. In other words, selling more to existing clients. And by far the easiest and least expensive way is to increase the amount that each client pays you without raising prices. So I'm going to teach a proven, fail-proof system that guarantees recurring annual revenue, 90% of which is going to drop to your bottom line from existing clients that cost you next to nothing to market and implement. Yeah, you heard me right. It's going to generate thousands, and in many cases, tens of thousands of dollars in additional annual recurring revenue from existing clients for very minimal costs. The beauty also about this system is it's a feeder to your tax resolution side of the business. This system is going to feed qualified prospects for no cost per lead, for no marketing cost to your tax resolution practice. And some of the benefits of this is it has a captive client participation rate in the 70 to 80% range. The beauty is also it competitor proofs and TurboTax proofs your practice, and you'll start getting paid from all post-return filed work that I know many of you on this call don't charge for after you get the return filed and the notices start piling in.
All right, Michael, I think just to round out a little bit of what you're saying there too is not only is what you're talking about applicable to people who have a tax practice, the concepts and the methods that you're going to be talking about could be taken, and just someone who does exclusively representation work, for example, can still use these same concepts.
Yes, absolutely.
Show them ways to get more out of what they're already doing, if you will.
Yes.
Okay. If you're ready, I'm ready to move on to the next one, unless you got anything else there, Michael.
Nope. Go ahead, Larry.
Okay. We'll move over and talk about what Canopy is going to be doing. Canopy Tax Resolution Software. First of all, they've got a new promotion that they're doing where you can get free instant transcripts. And they're going to allow you to retrieve the IRS transcripts and get easy-to-read reports in just 2 minutes. They're saying this is probably the quickest you're ever going to be able to get transcripts. They're a cloud-based software, and they typically save, according to their studies, they save you about 10 to 15 hours per tax resolution case. So, they want you to come and see what they're doing, what their newest products are, including the tax transcripts tool, and that they're going to show you how to auto-complete the appropriate IRS forms and making your job as easy as possible. So they're attempting to enhance your practice by speeding up the gathering of data and the calculations needed to do tax problem resolution work. So that's what Canopy's coming to talk to us about, and they said they're going to have a brand new presentation from anything you've seen before. So I think that's worthwhile.
And just to add something to that, Larry, is, even if you shave, worst cases, let's say you shave $5, 5 hours off each case, that drops to the bottom line. Your effective hourly rate goes up exponentially every hour you take off the case.
All right. Typically using tax problem resolution software, I can tell you in my practice, we've cut case times in half or better.
Wow.
And I mean, we paid attention to it very, very carefully because we don't want to implement software that's not doing anything for us. And I can guarantee you that cutting 10 to 15 hours off of a tax resolution case is not unusual. We've done that and better. So okay. I think it's worthwhile.
Absolutely.
Dave D, you want to do Dave D?
Yeah, I'll do Dave D. So Dave probably is one of the country's leading experts when it comes to one-on-one selling, and he's going to do a presentation and give you the inside secrets for closing more prospects without old-fashioned, outdated selling techniques. You know, Dave is a mentalist and marketing strategist. The way he sells is kind of very, very unique. I've had the first-hand experience where Dave helped me on a live cast I did back in June. Many of you may have been on that. Dave was instrumental in producing that for us. He's got a system called one-to-one psychic sales, and Dave will teach you master persuasion and influencing skills that will double your close percentage costs. I mean, you know, why spend all this money on marketing and not have all the latest tools and techniques on how to close the client once they're sitting in front of you or on the phone? Larry, do you have anything to add?
Well, I can just endorse Dave to this degree. Dave was actually the leader, if you will, of our GKIC Platinum Mastermind group that both my partner and I participated in over the last couple of years, and with suggestions from Dave and from our group, because that's what a mastermind is all about, is getting help out of the group as well as the leader. And we have certain areas of our practice where we have more than doubled our results. And I'm talking about some instances where we went from the prior year being $150,000 to in 1 year going up to $300,000. And that's only in one area. This came out of a mastermind group, and that group was led by Dave. And Dave, by the way, is a masterful salesman, and that's really what he's coming to relate to our group, his one-on-one selling techniques. And I think everybody will enjoy that.
Oh, yeah.
Being a student of that myself, I really enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to Dave's presentation.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Dave was instrumental in helping me develop, Larry, the presentation I used. That I did $420,000 worth of sales in 4 hours on that day in June. Dave knows how to sell.
Right, and he's going to help everybody who's at the Extravaganza learn how to use some of his techniques. So I think he alone would make it worthwhile. But
yep.
we got a lot more than that, though. The next one we're talking about here. I'm pretty sure that Nick Panapento from ADP himself is coming there. He is the national director for the accountant channel marketing for ADP.
Wow, this is huge.
ADP is like the biggest payroll processing company in the world. I think they still hold the record for having the largest sales force in the world as well. And Nick is going to be presenting on partnering with ADP as your payroll and an HR provider, but he's specifically tailoring his presentation to IRS tax settlement, how they can help out especially when you run into a tax problem case that involves payroll taxes. Mm-hmm. And actually has spent a fair amount of time conversing with him so that he does understand what it is we do and how they can actually facilitate our work, especially in payroll tax cases. So I think having them there as a sponsor is a huge thing, and they want to work with accountants. That's their favorite market, is working with accountants, which that makes sense, of course, because that's where they get most of their business. But
I'm excited about this one. This is a brand new presenter, brand new vendor, as is Dave D and some other ones we're going to be talking about.
Right. So I think that you'll find that the ADP presentation might be of interest to everybody, and he will be happy to answer any kind of questions that people have relative to how ADP can help you or work with you, and what kinds of things they do. And they've got ways to increase your revenue stream that by using them. So they want to discuss all of that with us. So I think without going any further, we'll leave it at that. But I think that's going to be a very worthwhile presentation. Our next one is actually someone who was there before. It's the Elite Digital Group, and that's Kim Walsh-Phillips, who my firm works with regularly. And her topic is going to be simplifying the buzz, Facebook to you. And, you know, I had to find some way to get that image across, so I decided to go from Facebook in the little van over to the folks sitting there in your waiting room. So if anybody's wondering what the goofy little guys are doing over there, that's what it's for. They're sitting in your waiting room because they're your new clients that Kim has shown you how to pull out of Facebook. And it's you know what she specializes in, and they are really, really adept at it. Our firm uses them. We're regular customers of hers ourselves, and I think it might be something that anybody's looking to grow their firm is going to want to do. Facebook is growing more and more and more in allowing advertising and things of that nature, and you can get so targeted with it that you can almost, you know, pick out a guy walking down the street and target just him. They're really, really expert at it. Did you have anything else on Kim Walsh-Phillips? I think people know who she is because she was there last year, but she's just a marketing guru from Facebook, using Facebook.
Yeah, she's very good. You know, and I think that everyone should have some type of Facebook marketing in their marketing toolbox today, because I know I have members that are driving leads from Facebook to a free report, getting them in their marketing funnel, and then automating the sequence to follow up with them, and they're turning into clients. So Facebook works.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. It's you know, something that you have to get it set up and running, and all of a sudden you'll find out if you join the right groups and things like that, which Kim can explain to everybody how to do. You're just going to kind of automatically get business out of it. So I think it's very worthwhile.
Yep.
Moving on from that, I think next we're going to talk about Ian Garlick. Go ahead, Michael. You want to talk about Ian?
Sure. Yeah, and Ian as well was there last year. However, he's doing a new presentation that's going to make what he's doing open or available to more people. And Ian is the online video marketing expert. And if you're online today, which you have to be, you also should have video, because video is so important and critical to your online presence and search engine optimization, because the search engines are looking for video to rank you organically higher than your competitor who doesn't have video. So he's going to teach how to reach out to more of your ideal clients, drive more traffic to your website, improve your online authority, which is positioning, and website rankings organically, which means you're not paying for clicks or things like that, so that you can increase the calls and prospects and new clients. And he's going to produce authentic and personal online videos to connect you with your potential clients.
Right, but isn't he going to do some of that on site this year too?
I don't know if he's going to be doing. See, some people were complaining last year, Larry, because he only had 8 slots available.
That's all he could do, right?
That's all he could do. So he decided this year to open it up to more people. So what he's going to do is do the interviews remotely after the conference or via phone, and then he's going to put that to professionally animated video. That's what he's going to be doing this year.
I know he actually did some of them on premise, and people who did it last year with him were really happy with what he did.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Another thing that is worth pointing out about Ian is he, and as you see right there in his little graphic, the online video storytelling expert. Well, I kind of like that word that he's using, storytelling, in there, because he understands the value of telling your story. In fact, I'm looking at the list of people who are on this line. I know there's a lot of people out there who have taken my realtor marketing course, and they will know from having attended there how much time I spend on getting the principles of storytelling cemented into their thinking. It is absolutely critical to be a good storyteller if you want to be a good salesperson, a good marketer. And Ian focuses on that, and I really like that about what he does. And if you go to his website and look at it, that alone will sell you on coming and listening to his presentation and what he has to offer for our group.
Yeah, I mean, he's good at creating powerful client case studies using the audio of the interview and then marrying that up with animation. And this is great for practice owners who have multiple areas or that have just one, that have awesome clients who want to share their stories but are camera shy. I mean, this is perfect for that.
All right. So it's something, if you're looking to do marketing for your firm and to bring it up to the next level, Ian's definitely someone you want to hear from. So moving on from that, we've got another old friend here, our fellow Jamie Buckwell from Pitbull Tax Software, which is also a tax problem resolution software. And Jamie actually wrote what I think is one of the best marketing pieces, one of the best ones I've seen come out of him. He's talking about the excitement is building at Pitbull Tax Software. He had me reading right from the first line. And he's talking about the fact that he's going to unleash something that's never before been seen. And he's got a marketing system that he is marrying with the Pitbull program. So I can't wait to hear what he's going to do and see what it is. But the problem is he won't tell us.
Yeah, he hasn't told me. I mean, I've been calling him every day, beating him up, and he won't tell me.
I threw that little graphic on there for him that Pitbull has been muzzled. This is top secret, and you can't open these files until the Extravaganza, because it's kind of what we've been dealing with Jamie saying, well, what are you going to do? What is it you're talking about? He says, you'll find out when we get there in January. So I guess we're all going to be sitting, including Michael and I, sitting and waiting to find out what's going on. And but he's guaranteeing that it's going to bring us the clients who are going to be sitting and begging for our services, and that they're going to be the people willing to pay. So I guess that alone is enough to make it worthwhile as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
So anything else that you wanted to bring up about Pitbull? I mean, I know he's got new features in the software, just like many of the other vendors do, and he's going to describe those to you. So even if you're already a Pitbull user, what he's announcing here is something brand new for Pitbull, but also he's going to cover any new features that have just been built into the software that you've probably already been using. And if you're anything like me, you don't use everything in your software. I mean, I think, if something as simple as Microsoft Word, I'm still finding new things in it, and I've been using it for years and years and years. Every time I turn around, there's new features in there, and I think this is true for any of our, tools of the trade here, that we want to make sure we know how to use them the best. And that's why they put all the money into developing them for us. So
I'm just excited and curious to find out what he's got going on this year.
All right. So meanwhile, he's remaining muzzled and keeping it to himself, but he promises it'll be worthwhile when you get there. That's the best I can tell you at this time. Got another new vendor coming up here, Textellent. All right. And this company is doing something that is really cutting edge, and I can attest for the fact that it works because I am a user of it. Now, many of you know that I love marketing. I do a lot of marketing myself. I'm talking about for my own firm now. I'm not talking about ASTPS. And we use this for marketing in our own firm. And what he's done here is he's married together some best practices of marketing and communication to come up with his product called Textellent. And what he's doing is sending out personalized text messages. And they're designed specifically for our group, or people who do tax problem resolution, and it automates everything beyond the point where you can believe it. It'll do all kinds of things like appointment notification and all of that, but it also allows you to keep up just a constant contact with your clients and anybody you want. You can send it to any group you want, any individual you want, anything like that. And we just started using it a short time ago, and we're already seeing some really strong results from it. So it automates the process, but what people are doing these days is they are looking at their cell phone like hundreds of times a day. Yeah. And the statistics on how quickly a text message gets, first of all, read, which is different than an email, which may not even get opened and read, but it also is right there in their hand. They read it, and then how quickly they respond to it. I mean, the statistics are, and I'm sure that Majid is going to be explaining that as part of his presentation. They're actually shocking how much they can get out of that. So, to me, this is going to be one of the flagship presentations that people are going to really like, because it's something where you can communicate very regularly with all of your clients and not be intrusive. Rather, what we've done is we've gone to our database of clients and solicited from them permission to text message them. And so far, the results are pretty much universally yes. Of course, I do texting all the time. If you have something to send me, it's the best way to send it to me. So when we're hearing that, we know we're in the right area.
Oh yeah.
It's something that's going to, make it all really, really worthwhile for us. And like I said, we just started using it a short time ago, and we're already seeing some pretty strong results from it. And 90%, I believe it is, of text messages are read within 15 minutes of the receipt. That's 20 times more effective than email is. And I think you'll find that this is something you have got to have once you see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think 15 minutes is a long time, Larry. I'll get an email from you, and I'll say, okay, I'll get to it when I get to it. But if I get a text, I'm on it right away, as with most people. So, and like Larry mentioned, all your clients, most of them, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a very high percentage, are using texting on a daily basis, and they'll use it with you too. That's just that's where everything's moving.
And this is all totally personalized. I do want to back up though, Michael. You said when you get an email from me, you ignore it. Never mind. We can move on. Sorry about that.
Just trying to make a point.
Yeah, the point is well taken, though, because when you get text messages, typically people just take a second and they answer them or respond to them or something of that sort, whereas emails, they do that when they get around to it. That's very, very true. I mean, I suffer from that problem in my office because I get about 100 emails a day, and sometimes some of them don't even get read because I don't get to see them. They get buried down in the bottom of the list from a particular day. So this to me is a cutting-edge thing that I think you're going to really be glad that you heard about. So anything else from you, Michael, on that?
No, I'm excited about hearing Majid.
Okay. Well, let's move on then and go back to these are some old friends here. Our friends from Office Tools, Mike Giardina is going to be there, and his topic is going to be 4 things you need to know about perfect workflow. And basically, he's talking about tax office workflow. So he understands what we do. Again, this is a product that I use all the time. I've been using Office Tools now for probably 6 years, I would say, maybe longer than that. I'd have to even confirm that with my partner, but I think it's been at least that long. And we are now using pretty much all of the features of the program because we brought it in ourselves and didn't implement all of the various features right away. We just did it for client contact, and we added in billing and so on and so forth. And now all of our scheduling is done with it and so on. And it's a very useful tool for any tax office, tax problem resolution, as well as a tax compliance type office, tax prep, that sort of thing. I think many of you are familiar with Mike, and he's got this is a brand new thing that he's coming up with his workflow approach. So I think that we want to make sure that everybody sits in on this one as well. It's a tool that is used daily in my office by everyone in the office, by the way. It's on everyone's machines. We can schedule appointments, look and see who's available for appointments, that sort of thing. And we track all of our tax return preparation work. We do over 1,000 tax returns in our office, individuals, during a year, and they are tracked all the way through Office Tools. So just thought I would, give you a quick background of my personal experience with it. And Michael, did you have anything else on tax tools?
No, I know Mike. As you mentioned, I've seen him around. He's got a solid. It's a solid product. I don't use it personally, but if you use it, Larry, I know it's a solid product.
All right. Well, we wouldn't keep using it for this long if it wasn't. So I guess that's the best endorsement I can give out of something is I'm using it and I keep using it. So, Okay. How would you like to take Joan?
Sure. So Joan is also coming back this year, and let me just say that getting free PR is an art and a science, and getting free PR has done more for me in my tax resolution practice than a lot of my other marketing strategies because it's no cost. She's going to show you how to do a press release. And she's going to tell you who to send it to, when to send it, what it should have in it, so that the person receiving it calls you up and wants you to do an interview either on the radio with them or write an article about you or even get you on a local television newscast. She's a former newspaper editor, so she knows what the other side of the desk, so to speak, is looking for. So she has that unique insight that she's going to provide and share those secrets with you on how you can get writers and broadcasters and journalists and radio hosts to be calling you, to get you on a show. And I think it's just you know, it's got to be part of your repertoire.
All right, and there's a couple of things in Joan's presentations that are going to be extremely useful to you, because she's going to not only show you the top 3 places where the journalists are trolling for sources and subject matter experts, but she's also going to show you how to be easy to find to them as a news source, and also how to what is the proper etiquette to make sure that you're not doing something that is improper, like whether or not is it okay to take a broadcaster out to lunch or to offer to do so. And many people would not even know the answer to that or even think about that. Mm-hmm. And rather than step on it, it's one of those things that she's going to let you know what the proper etiquette is and how you can, piggyback your expertise onto big stories that they're already covering. And you see it all the time on TV. I literally was on TV 2 days ago, totally unexpectedly. Got a phone call, and the girl said, yeah, I can be there right after lunch today to interview you. Came in with a camera set up, did a TV interview for Time Warner TV, talking about contributions deductions on a tax return. I had in fact, I told the lady, I said, hey, I came to work in jeans today. Good thing I've got on at least a dress shirt. She says, fine, we'll shoot you from the waist up and we'll be fine. And we did that. And that evening we were on television. It's because we made ourselves available to people like this, and we know who they are. Another thing that Joan's going to be doing, by the way, as part of her presentation, is she's going to be giving you a handy template that you can use to pitch almost any story. Mm-hmm. So that is, as far as I'm concerned, that alone is probably making it worthwhile, because now you're going to know how to put together the story that is going to attract these people to you. And once they start coming, this is all free publicity.
Oh yeah. Larry, she's also going to tell us how to promote yourself as the subject matter expert in tax problem resolution. She's going to talk to us about the best times of the year to pitch story ideas. She's going to show us there are free online tools that make connecting with all these media outlets so easy and fast. I mean, it's going to blow you away. And she's also going to tell us when to use a press release and to deliver a customized pitch that's, customized to your firm, to your practice, to you.
Right. And by the way, I think Michael and I both have used Joan and use her techniques regularly that she's taught us. So I think that if you want to get free publicity, this is one of the best presentations you can sit in on for that.
Yep.
So, all right, I think after this one, we have to go to my text-heavy friend. Roger has given us more material to talk about. We could spend the rest of the day on Roger, but we're not going to. We're going to give him his proper due. The tax help software from Roger. Michael, you want to start it off?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, Roger's going to show us, and I know he does a lot of new stuff, but he's going to show us how to manage all your tax clients proactively and significantly increasing your revenue and improve client satisfaction.
And on top of that next line is what's important. Detecting audits and CP2000s before the customer gets the letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine being able to tell your client you're about to be audited? If there's anything that needs to be amended, let's get it done before you get the audit letter and save them a lot of headaches.
That's brilliant. Yeah. He's also going to show us real-time tracking of estimated tax payments, payroll payments, installment agreements, and determine who qualifies for first-time abatements. I know I get that question. I'm sure you get it, Larry, all the time. How does somebody know they qualify for first-time abatement? So.
All right. And, yeah, Roger's also putting in there, he's got his patent pending, actually, on what he's doing here, because it's so unique, to import your clients from your tax or CRM software. And he can do it just a few clients, or he can do thousands of clients. And that's going to save you tremendous amounts of time to import them. And why are you going to import them, Michael?
Yeah, so you can check to see who have 2848s on file, 8821s, and to bulk generate these for all your clients. It would be, I mean, just think about the savings in time for doing that, and then being able to track everything.
Right, and he's got it set up so it's auto tracking your customers. You know, whether you can do it daily, you can do it either weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever, whichever way you want to set up. But the software is going to track any significant changes in the taxpayer's account with the IRS and notify you when any major event occurs, such as an audit's coming along or an IRS notice is being issued or something like that. That's the types of things he's talking about. But in addition to that, Roger also told us that he's going to show us how for less than $650 a year, less if you're already one of his customers, by the way, and 2 hours of your time, you can set up your practice to track these clients' IRS account information regularly. So you're talking about $650 a year investment to do this, and even less if you're already one of Roger's users, which a lot of our members are.
Yeah, he's also said, Larry, that the tax help software executive version will transform your practice into a revenue-generating machine with increased customer satisfaction and lower payroll. Normally, they don't do trials on the executive version of the software, but anyone who attends the Extravaganza gets a free 30-day trial, which he never usually does. Even if you don't end up buying it, please use the software to generate the powers of attorney and the 8821s so you can get them signed by your clients during tax season. Excellent,
yeah. And also saying if you do collection and resolution work, he's also going to offer pre-populated collection forms like the 433A, 656, 9465, and so on. They're going to be pre-populated with the national standards data included in them and so on. And he says, you know, the collections form option is normally $100, but it's free if you purchase it at the Extravaganza. So he's making a lot of different offers for our members that they can, or our attendees, that they can get things when they're at this event that they would not get otherwise without paying for them.
Yep.
So I think that you know, seeing Roger's presentation would probably be well worth it in the savings for your costs for software, as well as getting some insights and new things that you can be offering. And just think about offering your clients the kind of protection where we'll let you know if you're going to be audited before the IRS even sends you the letter. That
sounds like artificial intelligence to me.
It sure does. So. And Roger will probably tell us it's not artificial, it's real. But I think I know what you meant. All right. I think we've covered Roger pretty well. He gave us a lot of material, and I think that pretty much covers what we wanted to tell you about it. By the way, I am also a user of Roger's products, so I know that software is another one that is very valuable. We use it all the time. Now, we've got another new speaker here. And by the way, I don't even have his name filled in. That's why it says speaker on that slide. If you're looking at it, that was intended to be filled in, but I didn't get the proper spelling of his name. And rather than mess up with the spelling, I just left it like that. But basically, what Matrix Media is they are outdoor advertising experts. And they refer to it as out-of-home marketing. In other words, things like billboards, bus sides, that when you walk in the mall and you see that standing lighted sign in the middle of the mall, perhaps it's changing or that has a static message on it or whatever. Things that are place-based media, that they're put in place where there's traffic coming by. They are experts at doing this. They do it all over the country. They're probably, in my opinion, I think they're the biggest one. I'm not dead sure I'm right about that, but I know they're virtually everywhere in the country. And they help you actually figure out what is the best, Matrix Media, that's what the MM stands for, by the way. What is the best media for you to use? What's the best fit? And they talk about, what's within your budget, what's, the best way to do it to get results, and so on. And they're a turnkey situation. Once you take them on it to do your marketing and they decide what you're going to do, they do everything for you from there. I looked at it and I really initially solicited them to become one of our vendors and one of our presenters because I wanted someone there to talk in particular about billboards. Since I did that, I have become educated that it's not just billboards, it's things like the sign on the side of the bus or the any non-traditional type placement for advertisements. I'm sure all of us have been following a bus down the street and seen an ad on the back of the bus and thought, that's pretty good. That's a lot of people seeing that bus going up and down the street every day. Mm-hmm. And this is a company that will tell you what is the best place for your type of marketing, and they're coming in to do the presentation, and just to let everybody know about it. And it was all engendered from my wanting to know more about billboard marketing. And they said, you know, you're going to know it when we're done, but they're going to give us a lot more than just billboards. So that's what they're coming for.
Yeah, I mean, outdoor advertising, Larry, was a big part of my marketing strategy. I used to have banner ads, big, like 4 by 6 foot banner ads at car washes, truck stops. So not to be ignored, outdoor advertising is a good marketing strategy.
If I remember correctly, there was some news story where somehow or another, Michael, you were fortunate to be have one of those banners you're talking about in the background when they were reporting the story, and you ended up getting a lot of traffic away from. And it wasn't a story about having anything to do with you. You just were in the background.
No. What happened was the mayor of Los Angeles, Villagrosa at the time, came to the car wash for a fundraiser, and the LA Times was there, and they snapped a picture right in front of my banner.
Right.
Talking about free publicity, it was brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant on your part to be there, right?
Yeah.
Even though you didn't know they were coming.
It wasn't my idea.
So, all right, who we got next here? That takes kind of care of what Matrix Media is going to be talking about. How about 3D mail results? What do you got to tell us about that?
Well, this is a brand new sponsor, vendor, presenter, Travis Lee. I've seen him. Actually, I just started using him. Have you ever got something in the mail, an envelope, that you knew there was an object in it? And I'm not talking about a flat letter. That's what Travis Lee's company does. And, you know, in direct mail, one of the major things or hurdles to overcome is, besides having a good list so it gets delivered, the second thing is it's got to get opened. Well, using 3D mail, three-dimensional mail, gets the envelope open. And some of you know that. Some of you have received envelopes from me that way. And I'm really excited to hear Travis's presentation. And you know, if you can keep an open mind, and if you would like to greatly increase the open rates and the response rates and payback from direct mail, then hearing Travis's presentation may be one of the most profitable things you hear at the event. And we have so many speakers that are going to be sharing some great things here.
All right. It's almost going to be like, you know, how much of this can I implement at once? But once you know about it, even if you don't go home and implement everything at once, you give yourself a to-do list. And that's my favorite way to do things, by the way, is just to figure out what am I going to do, make myself a work list of things. All right, this is what I'm going to accomplish. It's kind of why at my mastermind group, they dubbed me Mr. Implementation, because every time we'd come back 3 months later, everybody'd say, okay, Larry, let's hear what you've done in the last 3 months. It was all kind of like, you know, because you're going to make us all look bad because you've done so many things in the last 3 months. But that's what you got to do. You got to list these things. You got to, you know, figure out what am I going to do, and then start implementing them. And you'll be amazed at how many of these things you can get going and how quickly your practice is going to start to grow. And when it comes to this 3D mail stuff, is there any one of you that doesn't have a pen laying on your desk that has somebody's, you know, logo, name, something on it? We all get those things in the mail, and you have to open them up. That's all there is to it, you know. And by the way, there's something that I meant to say right at the beginning, and I don't want to interrupt 3D mail's time here for it. But someone sent in a question to me about, Larry, why are you guys running this in January? Don't you guys know it's tax season? Well, let me tell you, first of all, we do over 1,000 tax returns in my office. We're a small office. Everybody who's been here knows that. On top of that, we do probably 100 and some individual or corporate tax returns besides the individuals with our small staff. I know it's tax season coming up, but it isn't really tax season yet. Unless you're sitting around doing W-2 forms on January 18th, you aren't really doing a lot of tax returns. There's no reason in the world you shouldn't be able to get out of your office for a couple of days and get in your head the things that you need to do to make your practice more successful. And when people tell me that, oh, I can't, it's tax season or it's too close to tax season, I just go right off the deep end. There's a couple of people I'm sure that their ears are ringing right now because of the conversations I've had with them about, look, who's running the practice?
Yep.
Are you running it? Or is it running you? And if you're telling me you can't get away for a couple of days to do some good stuff for your practice, the practice is running you. And you know what? You're never going to get this thing to grow the way you want it to. Come here, figure out what things look good to you, what things you want to implement, make the list, talk to the vendors, and get out there and get started. Most of these vendors will do 80% of the work for you. You've got to give them some content maybe. And some of them, even like direct mail results, you hardly have to give them any content and they'll put stuff together for you. So you need to do this, and you can't use the lame excuse that, oh, it's almost tax season. It just, the hair on the back of my neck goes up the minute somebody says that. I've had many instances where I've talked to people and tell them, look, you got to start running your practice, or you're going to get old like me, except the difference is you're not going to be having fun anymore. And I'm having a lot of fun because I run my practice.
I get that question all the time too, Larry. And, I mean, if you're asking that question right now, you, of all folks, really need to be at this event so that you can figure out how not to have that happen next year.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess I'll get off the stool now and stop lecturing. I sometimes just can't help myself. Let's talk about industry newsletters. This is something new too. This is another new vendor, and you can read the slide that's up there. I'm not going to read the slide to everybody. There's a lot of material on this that he sent over, but basically it's interactive content with built-in alerts and things like this. Like they have one column called "Is This Your Situation?" And when somebody clicks on this, because they only see the first several lines of the article, but they can click on it and open it up and look at the whole article. This is sent to them by email. And when they do that, you get an alert sent back to you, and you can have it sent to you immediately if you want to send it right to your iPhone. I think they'll do that. I don't do that. I don't want to do that. But we go back and look at them a couple of times a week to see what articles people have looked at because they've indicated to us an interest in something by clicking on those articles. So it's really interactive as far as what's in it. Their newsletter has, I think, typically 4 articles that they generate, and they pretty much say that's the standard article going into this newsletter. They recommend sending them out every 2 weeks, and you can send out as many of them as you want, unlimited distribution. But they also allow you to put in your own articles. You can write your own articles and put them in there and have them going out in this emailed newsletter. They create the masthead that makes it look just like it's all your newsletter. It doesn't look like anybody else's. And it's really well done. And it also has integrated all the social media sharing features and that sort of thing. It's highly affordable. I produce a newsletter. I have a newsletter that our members can buy a newsletter. Michael has a newsletter. But this vendor has something that is different, and it is worth seeing. Quite honestly, I can tell you that I have also started using this because I write a lot of articles, and I write these things about tax problem resolution. Well, any of our members who sign up for this, and this industry newsletters thing, and set up their own newsletter through them and using this emailed newsletter, we are going to make available a couple of tax problem resolution articles to go into your newsletter. Now, you got to be signed up through industry newsletters, and you will get access to them. They're setting up the system for me right now where they can take, I just looked the other day, and I had 70 different articles lined up for them. So there's a long string of tax problem resolution articles available, and they're setting it up so that we can, drop a couple of them into your newsletter as well, so that your newsletter is a tax problem resolution newsletter, and other topics as well. They have a bunch of other topics. If you want to see some of their samples, by the way, you can go to their website because it is industrynewsletters.com. And hopefully you've had a chance to read the different things that are on the slide here, but there are just so many different features to it. The interactivity is what's particularly important, along with the customizing and branding for your firm. So, but it's compelling. The information that's in there is compelling. It's articles that people do want to read. In fact, quite honestly, when I first started signing up in it, Robert, my rep here, who's going to be our speaker, actually sent me some samples, and I ended up reading every word of every one of them because they were really good. So we've signed on with it. We've started using it, and we started putting together our newsletter for that, and decided, you know what, if somebody signs up through ASTPS, through the Extravaganza, I should say, we will also provide a couple of tax problem resolution articles for them. So other than that, I don't know what else I can tell you about it. It's very, very intriguing when you see it. It's a great platform, by the way. This and Textellent are two things that have great, just handle them all by yourself if you want to. Platform, look at your statistics, decide what you want sent out. This one being an email newsletter, Textellent being text messages, and you can even use the two back and forth, because if you do something for the newsletter and put it in there, there's no reason in the world, if you have Textellent, you couldn't send it out as a text message as well. Mm-hmm. So it's what we call in marketing repurposing, where you've written one thing and you use it in several places. And I'm sure Michael has probably been teaching all his people that from day one, I would guess.
Yep. Yeah, newsletters got to be, you know my position on newsletters. I mean, everybody should be doing some form of a newsletter. I mean, it's, I was just talking to someone you and I both know, Larry, who is getting 2 clients like clockwork, and his average case value is $7,000. He's getting $14,000 like clockwork, month in, month out, from sending out a newsletter. And the newsletter cost him, I think he's sending to maybe 800 or 900 people, so it's costing him maybe $1,000, $1,100, and he's getting $14,000 back. I mean, I do that all day long with that return on investment.
Yeah, do the ROI on that one, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. I think we covered the newsletter, which is again another new presenter this year, and that's why we wanted to let everybody know. And lo and behold, another new presenter.
Another new presenter, and some of you already know Hugo. You may have seen him or heard him on a webinar I did, or he was, I believe, in San Antonio as well. But Hugo's my marketing guy, my digital marketing guy for Raw Strategies, and he's developed a marketing funnel, an online marketing funnel that some of my members are using. That's getting some great results, and he's going to show us how to put that in place. He's going to give you like this simple marketing strategy that you can swipe and deploy in your own business. He's going to show you on this training how to launch your first Google AdWords or Facebook advertising campaign. He's going to talk to us about what your daily maximum budget should be, how to create these irresistible lead magnets and landing pages to convert visitors into leads. And these irresistible lead magnets are basically the special reports, the lead magnets that are in my system, just digitalized and put on the internet in this funnel. He's going to talk to us about how to structure your first automated follow-up sequence, so you never forget to follow up with them once they come into your marketing funnel off of this lead magnet, and I'm looking forward to it.
And another thing he's going to do is right there in the middle of the slide. It's one of the things that people love to do is get swipe and deploy stuff. And by the way, say people. I'm one of those people. I love getting swipe and deploy stuff. It's stuff you don't have to think about. It's say, yeah, this works for me, and you can grab it and go ahead and use it. Well, Hugo's going to encourage you to do that with the stuff he's got there. He's going to be sharing some of the secrets that the top marketers use to attract qualified prospects and convert them to clients using the latest digital marketing strategies. I mean, that's kind of a summary of what he's doing, and I think that he is worthwhile listening to because of his experience. And if anyone thinks Michael knows how to market, well, this is the guy Michael uses. I can't say more than that, and it may be the guy that I use by the time we leave the Extravaganza, because everything I've seen about him so far and in putting together this presentation and talking to Michael about him and so on, it looks to me like he is someone really, really worth hearing. So I think he will be one we want to get to. I think that gets us to probably the end of the vendors. Just a couple of messages to wrap things up here, and then we got a drawing to do too to see who wins. So first thing we want to do is tell you, get out there and register. Do it. Get it done. This is going to be the best yet. It's the best marketing and technology extravaganza we've put together so far. Tremendous amount of work has gone into it by all of the presenters and vendors and yours truly and Michael. We've put a lot of work into this, and I don't want to see you get blocked out. And last year we had people who were staying in other hotels because they didn't get in. By the way, understand something when you're listening to this. The reason we push you on registering and getting reservations done early for your hotel is there's a room block. Put yourself in Michael's and my position here. We block out a couple of hundred rooms for you. And then if you don't register on time and we don't close that room block, we pay for them. So the bottom line is, if this room block, it closes on December the 15th, I believe is the date that it closes. And when it closes, we're going to close it out because we don't want to pay for any rooms that weren't used. It's just that simple. As someone running a seminar, people wonder sometimes, well, what's the difference? I sign up now or I sign up a week from now. The difference is huge. If you're the one who had to pay for 300 room nights over a 3-day seminar, say 50 room nights weren't used, you had to pay for 150 of them, 3 nights at 50 rooms, you wouldn't be very happy. So bottom line of it is, we really do close this out, and once it's closed, there's nothing I can do about it, and there's nothing I want to do about it because I don't want to end up having to pay for them all. Mm-hmm. So enough of my whining, but you understand why I'm whining, so I want you to know that. So remember, bonus number 1, copywriting to gain troubled taxpayer clients. That's the one that you're going to get if you register within 48 hours.
What's the value on that one, Larry?
$97.
Okay.
Bonus number 2, advanced secrets of lead generation, conversion, and sales. That one's worth $197. You have until the 15th of December on that one. If you haven't registered by then, that goes away. All right, so I kind of throw it all together here for you. And you'll see what the bonuses are, when the dates are that they end. And one thing we haven't done is we haven't emphasized what the cost of the seminar is. It's $297. That's the price up until January 4th before it goes to $397. And any additional persons you bring along, and you'll have to excuse my mess up because the S from persons up in the upper right-hand corner there didn't end up stuck to the word persons very well. I just noticed that. But it's an extra $100. So you can actually bring people from your firm without even spending the $297 per person, the discounted price. They can come for $100. So it just seems to me that you got to be kind of crazy not to bring someone along from your firm, because if you have someone who's going to help you implement the marketing, it's best off if they are familiar with everything you're doing as well. So,
Larry,
yeah.
If somebody wants to register right now, is there a link they can go to? Or
if you look at that rozstrategies.com, you can go right to your website, Michael.
Okay.
And they can get the registration through your website. I put it onto yours for this time because we've been running it through ours. And today, strangely enough, because of things that WordPress is doing, we're doing some updates on ours, and I don't want anybody not to be able to register. So we're sending them right to yours, where they'll get the same link. It goes to the same place. Makes absolutely no difference. There's nothing magical whether they register through you or through ASTPS. But for the next couple of days, they best off if they go right to you. They won't run into any maintenance work being done. Okay.
Great.
Hey guys, the link is also in the chat. So if you look on the GoToWebinar chat, you can click right on the link, and it'll bring you right to Michael's website.
Oh, great. Thanks, Michael. Or Mitchell, I appreciate that. I didn't know you'd done that. Okay, so if everybody's got that, if you go into the chat, there's a link right straight to it. Now, I think the next thing we have to do, Michael, if you are done, if you got anything else you want to say before we turn it over to Mitchell to do the drawing?
No, I'm just excited, looking forward to seeing everybody there. But no, let's go ahead and hand it over to Mitch.
Okay, and you may have some.
All right. Well, actually, I got a question for you guys. I've been answering a lot of questions in here. I've been getting some registrations.
Okay.
But a couple of people have asked, is this a good event for people who are just getting started to attend? Maybe one of you guys wants to take that.
Yeah, I mean,
actually, anybody who wants to be involved in any way in tax problem resolution work certainly should be there. But even if you just ran a tax office, this would be the place to be, because you're going to learn about the softwares and the things that you can use to market your firm. It doesn't have to be that you market just for tax problem resolution. We're going to have things that are specific to that. Certain of our vendors, that's what their products are. But a lot of our stuff would be universal to any kind of a tax office. So,
yeah,
Michael, you were going to say something. I didn't mean to step on you there.
No, that's fine. Not only that, but you're going to be with like-minded folks who are also just starting out, and just think about rubbing shoulders with tax resolution practitioners who are that much ahead of you. I mean, one of the ways to learn is to be in a room full of people who are even further along the path than you are. So there's something to strive for and something that you can learn and swipe and deploy from them. I mean, this is for anyone who's a seasoned pro. I mean, the speakers and presenters that we got lined up, I mean, Larry, I counted. There are 7 out of the 12 or 13 speakers we have right now, and there may be some more coming on, too. 7 of them are brand new. We've never had before. And, you know, if you're new, what I would suggest is you pick one thing. 1 or 2 things, because you're going to hear a lot of things at the event. You pick 1 or 2 things, and as Larry mentioned before, you go home and you implement those 1 or 2 things. And that's how you start.
Right. By the way, Michael, to emphasize what you were talking about if you're new, what a great spot to be where you can talk to seasoned pros. The seasoned pros and our members, by the way, are in general, all of our attendees are very, very cordial, social people. They enjoy talking to other people. And if you're new, you'll be amazed at how much they will try to help you, how much they will go out of their way explaining things to you, telling you things that are good to do and not to do. You may get as much value out of this seminar from the guy sitting next to you as you will from the guy in the front of the room. And I know the guy in front of the room is going to give you tons of value. But sometimes you sit down and you talk to someone and say, well, look, this is what I'm doing. My practice is just like yours, and this is working like crazy. And that might be all you really need to learn. But everybody who is coming to this is coming for the sake of working on their practice, not in it. And they all realize the value of running their practice, not having it running them. And I can't emphasize that enough, that this is the place to be. It doesn't matter if you're brand new, and it doesn't matter if you've been in practice for years. Even some of us old dogs are going to learn new tricks at this, I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing a number of these speakers.
Me too. Me too.
Okay.
So, Michael, Mitchell, did you have any other questions that Michael and I should handle?
Let's see. Well, one person asked, is this a good seminar to send if you have a person that's just in charge of marketing to your firm to attend?
Where else would you send them?
I don't know what else to say. Yeah, it's a good idea.
that they can hear all of the tools they should be getting familiar with immediately. You know, because there's good marketing people. There's kids graduating from college every day of the week that understand some marketing stuff. But the bottom line of it is, where are they going to go to get stuff that is so specific to what we do? You know,
absolutely.
There is nowhere else where it's all been brought together like this. It's why we do it. So. Yeah,
there's no other industry event like this. And I would just add to that person who asked the question is the owner of that firm should attend with their marketing person.
Oh, really? Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't just send my marketing person. I mean, there's 2 things I tell people never to delegate unless you really got checks and balances and controls in, and that's the checkbook and the marketing. So the practice owner should definitely be there if they're coming with their marketing person.
I couldn't agree with that more. Absolutely. So, all right, are you ready to do a drawing?
Yep. Yeah, sure. Why don't you send me over to make me the presenter? Just while we're waiting here, the website again. There's a couple people who are on the phone and they can't see the link. So if you go to Roz Strategies, so that's rozstrategies.com. You'll be able to find the registration link on there. And then another person asked, is this course available by webinar? So no, this is just a live in-person seminar.
Right, and it is also not continuing education. Say it again.
Yeah, no continuing education.
Okay, and Mitchell, you should be the presenter now. I've switched it over to you, and let's see if you can. What we're doing here, by the way, is this is a random name picker, because we didn't want anybody to think we were playing games and just picking out some old friends or something like that. We have everybody's names in there who is on this call, and the machine is going to pick it. So go ahead, Mitchell.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the only problem with this is I had to do everyone who registered. So then I got to double check to make sure that they're here live, because that's the rules for the game.
Well,
so you got to be
when you pick them here. Right. If you pick them and they don't respond to you, then we'll know they're not there, and we'll pick someone else. All
right. Let's do it. All right. So Celeste, let's make sure Celeste is here.
We decided to do it this way because we weren't sure how we could do something and have everybody be assured of the fact that we weren't, playing any games with picking who wins. So,
nope, Celeste is not here, so they lose out. Sorry.
Okay.
All right, Frederick. Let's just get Frederick. Not here. I hope these people all watch the recording. Jeffrey's not here either. Jeffrey Long. Jeffrey Long's here.
All right.
Yes, he is. I just saw his name. He's here.
Jeffrey. Yep.
Jeffrey Long.
Jeff Long. He's the first one. We'll and we're gonna mail these all out probably tomorrow. So
okay.
Let's see. Next one. Norman. Norman here. Nope.
Nope, Norman's not on the line. He was, but he's gone. I guess some people feel like
Charles
they will
is
never
not
win.
the right one.
Nope, the wrong
Yeah,
Charles.
well, you're going to get a bunch of chances here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tim.
Oh, man. Nope.
There's a Tim, but not the right Tim.
Yeah, I'm not seeing this guy either.
No. But sometimes you're getting people who registered but who never did sign up.
There we go. There's one. Here's the second one.
Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Excellent.
Okay.
And if you're not on our list, we will. People are all saying pick me in the chat. You can clearly see I'm doing it. It's not rigged. All right. So if you're not on our list, we'll get in touch with you.
He can be
your
bought.
Address, so. Yeah. Well, my PayPal account is.
Oh, Martha.
Martha. I don't believe so.
Nope, Martha's not there. I just looked for you. Jushin. It takes us a second to look for these because we have to scroll through all the names. They're just listed by first letter in case anybody's wondering what takes us.
What Sylvia said, what did I win? We're giving away the 2015 and 2016 Extravaganza recordings.
Okay. You're going to have to shoot for one more, though.
Not on here?
Nope.
All right. John.
John.
Is he on here? Yeah, he is. There you go.
Oh, there he goes.
There you go. There's the three.
All right.
Very good. Very good.
Oh.
And done randomly and as fair as we know how to make it. So, hey, I'd just like to take one split second to say to all of you who've tuned in, thank you so much for being here and listening.
Yes, thank you.
We really, really look forward to seeing you in January in Orlando. Enjoy a little nice weather and a lot of great marketing and technology and management topics that we think will do you a lot of good. Michael, you want to say goodbye too?
Yep. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the time today. Looking forward to seeing you all in Orlando, in sunny Orlando. So signing off for Michael.
Okay. Very good. Have a good day, folks, and enjoy the holiday season, and we'll see you in January. Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.